Welcome to the Mosquito Anatomy tutorial. Today we're going to explore the anatomy of an adult mosquito. At any time, feel free to pause the video to get a better look at the mosquito. Let's start exploring. An adult mosquito has three segments: a head, thorax, and abdomen. Let's first start out by looking at the mosquito head. This is the mosquito head. The mosquito head contains many of the organs and body parts that are responsible for taste, smell, and hearing. The adult mosquito eye is similar to other insects in that it is made up of numerous units called facets. Each facet creates an image which is sent back to the mosquito's brain. Directly behind the mosquito's eyes is a region called the occiput. This region can either be bare or have different colored scales, which can be used in the identification of some species. Next, we can move to the mosquito antenna. The mosquito antennae are long structures that project from in front of the mosquito head. Each antenna, 2 antennae in total, are made up of 3 parts: the scape, the pedicel, and the flagellum. The scape is usually very difficult to see and helps connect the antenna to the head. The pedicle is the donut-shaped structure which receives information on sound and vibration. The flagellum is the long part of the antenna. This section contains numerous sensory structures that help mosquitoes detect odors in the environment. The mosquito's proboscis is actually made up of many different structures and helps the mosquito suck up blood from hosts and nectars from flowers. The mosquito actually sucks up blood from a tightly fitting group of needle-like stylets. These stylets, called the facillae, are responsible for penetrating the skin to acquire a blood meal. When not feeding, this facillae is protected by a sheath-like structure called the labium. Directly next to the proboscis are the palps, which function in receiving both mechanical and sensory stimuli. The palps are normally much shorter in length than the proboscis. In Anopheles mosquitoes, the palps are about the same length as the proboscis, which makes these a very useful characteristic to identify this group. The second major section of an insect is the thorax and is responsible for locomotion. This part of the body contains the legs, wings, and the majority of muscles responsible for walking and flight. Like all other insects, mosquitoes have 6 legs, which are used for landing, standing, and walking. The legs are made up of multiple segments, including the coxa, which is the base that attaches to the body, the trochanter, a short segment, the femur, long segment, tibia, long segment, and tarsus, long segment made up of multiple trosomeres. Also coming off of the thorax are the mosquito wings. The wings are used for flight. In many insects, you can identify the organism based on wing patterns. In mosquitoes, you might be able to identify the species based on the color, shape, and size of the scales on the wing. While most winged insects have 4 wings, mosquitoes and other flies only have 2 wings. The second pair of wings have been reduced to a pair of balancing organs called the halteres. These small ball-like structures help the mosquitoes to maintain balance during flight. The major dorsal part of the mosquito thorax is called the scutum. In many species of mosquitoes, the scutum might have very distinct scale patterns that can be used for identification. Mosquitoes breathe air through the use of spiracles. The spiracles can be found on the lateral sides of the mosquito's body. There are 3 spiracles on each side of the body. In order to distinguish between Culex and Culeceta mosquito adults, you will need to determine if there are bristles covering Culeceta or not covering Culex, the spiracles closest to the head. The third major section of the mosquito is the abdomen and is primarily responsible for digestion, excretion, and reproduction. There are 10 abdominal segments which can be used for identification of species based on the color and position of scales. The abdominal segments are divided into tergites on the dorsal surface and sternites on the ventral surface. The color, shape, and position of scales are useful in the identification of different species.